All right, good morning, guys. Back at with another MLB DFS slate. Today is our Bezos day, so there were a bunch of contests about like a month ago where it was 1,000 people overlay, or not overlay, but 1,000 people won tickets to the $5.55 tournament today, and I think you got capped out at. Did you get capped out?
No, I didn't. I mean, you can get up to 100. I got up to 40 entries.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they capped you at that or not.
Mhm.
Um, so Funk has 40 lineups. I have 17 like reserves. So it's a pretty big day today. On the bright side, from yesterday, Grandma's free. Probably not the biggest fan of us right now, but she's free. Um, Give me some takeaways from yesterday because there's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the pitching yesterday was honestly the most interesting part, I think. Stroman is just on one, I guess. I mean, the last couple starts, he's gone 8 or 9 innings. Logan Allen, pretty solid outing against Baltimore, 10 Ks, 7 innings. Um, we landed on Evaldi just for the floor, which he gave us. He gave us 33 because he got the win, but there were so many times where he'd get to like a 2-2 or 3-2 count and just give up a single, give up a walk. He ended up with 3 walks. And then he had 95 pitches before the time he can get to the 6 innings, so didn't get the quality start. Um, Ryan McMahon was pretty much our savior, I think. He was a little higher owned than I wanted. I think he was like 20-25%. Um, but he had a hot stick and a favorable matchup. So we landed on him as a one off. Texas was a little disappointing in our two man between Garcia and Jung. Other than that, the D backs came through. We had a lone McCarthy at the bottom of the stack, 2 stolen bags. Love to see that. And that's pretty much it. And today's slate, I mean, oh my God, just all over the place.
McMahon was a double shy of the cycle.
Yeah, he's on one.
So yeah, when you get those types of outings from a player, you feel really good about yourself. So that was amazing. This slate is unbelievable. In a good way, there's a lot of spots you can go to. So let's start off with pitching. So right now it's Galen, McClanahan, Senga, who are not going to be playing because fuck this guy. Logan Ryan, Joe Ryan, or Logan Gilbert. What the hell? Logan Ryan. Who is that? I have no idea. Joe Ryan, Giolito Cortez. You are definitely not going to be playing like any of these guys, but what's standing out to you right now?
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, the top pitching percentage is pretty, pretty flat. No one's really standing out above the rest. You saw Gallon and McClanahan at the top price guys, probably where I want to land today, just for the upside. I mean, some of the guys below can't offer that sort of upside, like Senga's K's can get there, but McClanahan, Gallon priorities for me. I think Gallon's slightly ahead just because slightly a bigger favorite and at home. So I like Gallon the best, then McClanahan. Then I ranked Senga, Gilbert, Cortez, Elder after that. All pretty much the same for me. Senga gets you a little bit of a salary discount at 96, but also he just can't stop walking guys. So I'm just going to be off of him. Every time we don't play him, he nukes. Every time we do play him, he stinks. So just not going to play him. Logan Gilbert, sure. Yankees are kind of, I mean, they looked really good yesterday. Don't know if I really want to attack them right now. He does have a long leash, which is nice. Usually goes 6. If you can limit the damage. Hasn't given up more than 5 hits, but just a couple times. So Gilbert's fine. Cortez is probably going to be the highest on guides today besides Gallon, both about 20-ish percent, 15%. Don't know if I want to get there. And I really don't want to get there, actually. Um, he's only had 4 quality starts out of his 11, and 3 times has he hit 40, so just really hasn't flashed so much of an upside for the ownership he's getting. So I think I'm off Cortez as well as like a single entry type guy. And then Elder, obviously against Oakland, is fine. I think he might be a little overpriced, but he can get you the quality start, like 7Ks in a win. You'll take that. So those are my main guys right now. Don't really see much past that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of look at this and you're like, oh my God, there's so many options. But then you kind of look through and you're like, oh, wait, maybe there really isn't. This is that's kind of like when you're new at looking at this stuff. Galen, McClanahan, yeah, definitely your top two. Giolito interests me a little bit. It's just because of the matchup and ownership. He's only projected for 2% ownership. Playing against the Angels, you even mentioned you think he's a little overpriced, and I see it too. But the thing is, though, is it's just the Angels. I think his last start, he didn't pitch that great. But besides that, he's been getting there. He's been doing a little better. So that's kind of like if for God knows what reason you want to be very, I shouldn't say very, if you want to be a little different today, instead of going with saying McClellan, Gallon, you can definitely save a little money and go to Giolito. Bryce Elder is a little interesting. He's 10-4 against Oakland, only getting 3%. Knock on wood, he should be able to torch Oakland. So that's kind of an interesting option there. But you can also pay $300 more for Gallon, who has like the better matchup left. You know what I mean? Like he's got the better matchup, higher upside. Cortez, no, like I get it because he's super cheap and it's an okay like matchup for him, but he hasn't looked like amazing. He hasn't looked all that, I guess I can say. Um, the only reason why I don't like Logan Gilbert or Joe Ryan is just the matchups. I guess there's nothing wrong with going there if you so please, but me personally, no. I got a feeling we're going with Galen today.
Probably. I mean, if we have the 500 from McClanahan, I would love that, but Gallon just seems pretty safe. I mean,
Mhm.
all of his home starts, he's had a start under 45 fantasy points at home, and we know the Rockies are pretty bad away from cores. If he can just work around McMahon, he should be able to go 6, maybe even 7 here.
I'd be happy if he saw McMahon and they're like, all right, intentionally walk him because he's not throwing pitches. It's like, you know what? Okay. Um, let's do stats because this is where it gets interesting. Dodgers, Red Sox, Braves, Cards, Arizona, Tampa, Toronto. The list goes on and on and on. What stands out?
Yeah, basically the same thing as like pitcher. There's not going to be a top stack that really projects above the rest. You can see from the ownership share too, no one's really gaining that sort of chalk over 15% type stack share. So it's a really great day for tournaments, I think. It's also an interesting slate because it seems like full stacking has really not done it the last couple slates. But I feel like this is one where it might pull through for us, or at least a 4-3-1. Um, some teams should be able to put up 8 or 9 runs today on such a massive slate, although the weather across the league isn't looking all that enticing for offense if you look at Ballpark Pal. Um, I the teams I ranked were Toronto, White Sox, Boston, San Fran, Dodgers, D-backs. I don't know if I really have a priority right now. I mean, obviously the Dodgers look good. I mean, they're just kind of hard to get to at the price tags they have, especially if you pay up for Gallon or McClanahan. Boston is pretty interesting. At least, like I saw through 4 through 7 is like pretty affordable and lefty stack pretty much. Devers is down to 3,500, usually a 4K guy because he's been cold as hell. I think he's like 2 for 24 his last 5 or so games. Um, the White Sox are pretty interesting against Tyler Anderson, who usually finds a way to screw us. And where did I? Oh yeah, and I like the Diamondbacks too to back up Gallon.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options you can go here today. I mentioned the funk earlier. The Mets are in a decent spot, and we I put Mets stack in our banned list, so we're probably ending up not going to get to them. But I mean, facing against Ranger Suarez, Philly hasn't looked amazing. You can definitely get super different if you were to do a 4-2-2, let's say you can go maybe 4 Atlanta, 2 Arizona, 2 Mets, just an example. But I mean, the Mets look a little interesting here. We always talk about Kikuchi from the Blue Jays, how he just gets lit up and all that, and then next thing you know, he turns into prime Justin Verlander. So I think I'm staying away from Milwaukee. The White Sox against Tyler Anderson looks a little interesting. Kind of just pick and choose whatever bets. I would go with Moncada. Tim's been cold as hell. So no. Robert. I think Eloy should be back soonish, but he's not going to be back today. You can
Burger.
definitely get some Jake Burger, the freaking goat. Absolutely. Um, Dodgers, it's the Dodgers. Atlanta looks in a good spot against JP Sears in Oakland. St. Louis is playing Greinke, so wouldn't be a bad idea to get to some bets there. Arizona against Freeland. Yeah. Tampa against Kyle Hendricks. Has he done anything this year yet? Because I know he was injured.
I think he only had one start. It wasn't like anything crazy. I think he only went like 4 or 5 innings. Gave up a couple. But
Yeah, 19,
Tampa's someone
4
who can
and
always play. I mean, they just go off for no reason all the time.
yeah, they're a little interesting. Toronto against Hauser. Yeah, pretty much I agree with the first 9. That also includes San Fran and my beloved White Sox. San Fran against Pittsburgh, Oviedo. I think he had a pretty decent start to the year, but it's not. How many people do you see wearing his jersey in the streets? I'd be shocked if someone said someone wore it. And actually, what's interesting, they have a 3.5% leverage score, so you can definitely get a little difference. So Haniger, Conforto, JD Davis, you can get a little different with those guys. That's pretty much it. Everyone else kind of looks meh. Definitely not worth playing. You got any final thoughts for stacks or bets, anything?
No, I mean, considering the ownership is so low on pretty much everybody, just find the spots you really like and stand on that hill.
So Cal Quantrill is pitching for Cleveland against Baltimore. Quantrill's been okay this year. He's had a couple great starts, but I mean, again, you can get a little different with Baltimore too if you really want. Do I think you really should? No, but that's just kind of an idea. Like, maybe a one-off with Mountcastle, Santander, any of those guys. You want to do lineup generator or home runs?
We can do a generator first.
Let's do this. Let me share this. So we play on FanDuel. What stack should we do?
Do a 4-3-1. And I'm guessing balance is going to be pretty not chalky anyways, so just go ahead and hit that. And then we can lock Gallon. Toronto, Atlanta.
Eloy is bad. Oh, he hit a home run yesterday. That's right. Oh, the White Sox are so back. This isn't even that chalky, which makes it even better. Eloy, the one off.
0.5% Kiermaier.
I don't think you end up wanting to play him.
I just wish he was a little cheaper. Like guys in the 8 or 9 hole usually aren't near 3K.
Right. All right. Well, this is just to show you guys like what you can do. You know, you choose your stack type, you lock in a guy, and then boom. So then, like, if we didn't like this, for instance, then it gives us a White Sox stack, which I like a lot. Rafael
In
Devers,
Arizona.
one of. Oh yeah,
I
in
like that one a
Arizona.
lot, actually.
I'll keep this up here and I'll send it to you once we're done. So if that way we can kind of look at it. But yeah, this is stuff that you can do and just mess around with it. It can save up to 20. So then you would just click save and if you get to 20, it shows you your exposures and all that. This isn't even that chalky, which makes it, oh my God, 0.5% owned. Yes. Yeah, this lineup isn't that bad actually. All right, home runs lead us off.
So of course I'm gonna take my guy, Free Money Freddie. I swear I take him at least once a week. He's definitely hit one out today. I like Cal Raleigh. Hopefully he can get one off on Cortez and just hurt the chalk. And then Tyron Taylor. Hopefully he gets to start here. I think he hits one out.
I'm gonna go with White Sox legend Jake Berger. I'm also gonna go with one of the best players in baseball on the other side and go with Shohei Ohtani. I told this to Funk. One of the last games I went to, Giolito played against Angels. First inning Ohtani bomb. It's gonna happen today. Then I'm gonna go with Kyle Tucker. Some power on that side. Before we wrap up, so Pick'em Pro, look at this. So Prize Picks, NBA, NHL, obviously none of this matters. Well, I mean, they kind of just got some props out for the Heat side. MLB, got pitchers, bats, all that stuff. It's not just for Prize Picks. You can look at Underdog MLB, No House Advantage. Obviously they don't have stuff up yet. Why is Giolito's K prop at 6.5? It's a little nice. And today's Taco Tuesday, so I'll be dropping some plays today. I actually made one already. I actually took Ben Lively over strikeouts. And I think the other one was Brandon Marsh over a base. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll be posting more once the taco stuff comes out. I think the first one should be out in like an hour, I think. So, all right. Final thoughts. Anything.
Just a massive slate. Not a lot of ownership garnering towards any specific stack or pitcher right now, except for maybe Gallon Cortez between 15-20%. So, I mean, if you want to get different, you don't really have to do all that much today to get different. Just play the teams you like and go from there. Our lineup will be out about 15 minutes before lock on Twitter. So just make sure to check that out and like and subscribe if you haven't already.